Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl again here with another video. Welcome you all to today's video. I hope you guys are very okay, very early. I hope you woke up very okay. It's another new day. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you like my experience so far living in Kenya for so long, how it has been, how is it going up to now. I hope you will you will learn something. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Like, for my new subscriber, if you're new, if you just come across this channel, kindly subscribe for more exciting videos. If you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. I do appreciate. Kindly keep it locked here. So actually, I want to share my experience so far, like ever since I came to Kenya, because I have actually stayed in Kenya for so long, for many years now. And yeah, there's also somebody who asked me that she's a Ugandan. She asked me, what is your experience now? Like, you've been in Kenya for so long, we've been watching your videos, you're in Kenya and you're married in Kenya. What is the goodness of living in Kenya? Yes, like what made me love Kenya, you know, when I came that time, I actually came here for the job. Secondly, there was this big trend about Kenya on the history, in the history. And then man, you know that time when I came, I actually came at that time of Uhuru regime. Yeah, so Uhuru was a president at that time when I came here. So there was nothing wrong, there was nothing bad, though there was some bad news, but still in the map Kenya was sounding as a good country. Like, that actually what influenced me to come to Kenya was the development of Kenya, the buildings, if you see it in a map. And it was really good, it was really attracting. Like, if you're a tourist outside there, Kenya was actually going to attract you if you see it in the map. So that is the thing. I was like, you know, I was working in a hotel in my country. Then I was like, I need to go to Kenya, I need to go and see. And even when I went to my mom was like, okay, you go, but if things are not going well, you just have to come back. So that's why I decided, let me come to Kenya and experience really what is going on in Kenya. If it is what if it is if what we are taught in history or what is in a map is really happening here in Kenya. So when I came here, Kenya was really good. I saw it, it was really good. People were so welcoming, and even up to now, there are some people who are still good, and there are some people who are really having hate inside them, like they are born naturally with that hate of other people who are not Kenyans. Yeah, when I came here, I saw a lot of buildings, and also the development here in Kenya was really good. Also the welcoming here was really good. And yeah, I thought, I think this is somehow better. The constructions and the way they are living, that simple life. And whew. So my experience, I have not experienced anything bad anyways ever since I have come here, apart from what I'm going to tell you later. And in terms of jobs, in terms of house renting, in terms of yeah, a lot of things. Like, in terms of looking for jobs, I may tell you that there is no difference of Kenya and Uganda. They have no difference. Looking for a job in Kenya is like also being in Uganda and you're looking for the job. Looking for the job, you need to be connected to by somebody who has been working in that office for some time and known in that office. That's when you'll be connected and get a job. Or unless you are lucky, you get a job. Yes, but the same thing that is happening here is the same thing that is happening in Kenya. Okay. And another my experience, another thing is okay, Now that time the cost of living was actually somehow cheap, was good, like everything was affordable. Unlike these days the cost of living has really gone high. Like the foods in supermarkets, things in supermarkets, in shops, in wholesales, everything is really going high these days. Unlike those days when I came back, everything was really affordable because the president who was there was somehow better. And like now, whereby even if you go to the supermarket with 10k or even 5k, something, the things that you're going to buy won't be worthy that money. So so right now Kenya is really becoming very hard every day, every day, every day. Unlike Uganda, which is still somehow cheap in terms of food, because there's okay, even here in Kenya there are so many farmers, but in Uganda also there are so many farmers. But then the cost of living now in Kenya is becoming so high because the person who is ruling Kenya now is making everything go worse. Unlike the foods in Uganda now, they are still cheap. Yeah, that one I can promise you, the foods in Uganda now, they are not that expensive now like the way you see in Kenya now. Things like those in the markets, the tomatoes, the grains, things like that. Here, where Kenya is becoming worse these days, unlike those days when I came. Yeah. And then another, my experience actually is now like which is becoming so bad, is coldness. Woo. If now somebody gives me the money, I can to just go anywhere or to go back to my country, I can just go back because my country now, this season is really warm. Like there is a lot of sun now in my country. Even you find people walking in shorts, small kids walking in shorts, people anyhow, like in nights there's a lot of sweat, people sweat when they're sleeping, so you don't cover yourself every time. But unlike here in Kenya these days, there's a lot of coldness, like a lot of coldness. Even you cover yourself with a big blanket, but still the coldness penetrates in it. Hey, another experience of mine is here in Kenya, what I've seen of recent is that the taxes, they've actually started cutting the taxes a lot, um, even for those people who are who are selling in the markets, who are selling the market sellers, like those ones who sell the tomatoes, the onions in the markets. Even for them, they are put for them the taxes. And also most especially those people who are working in offices. You're working in the office, you're working in a shop, you find that you're still paying the taxes. And another experience is that the investors, that those investors who are in Kenya, like, in Kenya we had a lot of investors. When I came here, it was the Bazungus, the whites were really many, people who have invested. If you come to Kenya and you go to these areas called to Babadogo, and then again there's this area, I don't know, it's called Wu. And then you see the highway when you're going to that highway when you're going to, about which place is this one, but I've forgotten. And then this one's of Ruiru. If you move around those big companies, the people who have invested in them, they are the whites, the Indians, the Koreans. Now many of them have started going back to their countries due to higher taxes here in Kenya. Like now, to invest in an investment, if you want to invest, you're going to benefit little because the Kenyan government actually cuts a lot of taxes in them now, which is leading to the downfall of the country, to downfall of Kenya these days. though um though I've not heard about the taxes of Uganda now of recent, but I know it is not that high like this one of Kenya. And secondly, the you know the more the taxes, the more the taxes, the more they cut the higher taxes in the companies, things like that, the more the investors can just run away to another country which is not cutting high taxes from them. So that is becoming these days here in Kenya. For me, I feel like woo, things are becoming hard. Another thing, what I've seen these days is lack of jobs. Like many of the youth these days here are really jobless. Like I have never seen it before. Like when I came, maybe because I was just in one place or things like that. But here I have seen a lot of youth. They have no jobs. You find people are all over the social media forms looking for jobs. Some of them are faking their websites, things like that, just at least to survive. Where? Where? That is the thing that is making me actually run away. If I get the money, I just run away. Like the person, let me tell you guys, if you are Ugandan and you're planning to come and work in Kenya, I would recommend you to come with your papers in a way that a very organized papers, in a way that you're coming here to look for a better job. Yes. And another thing, I can recommend you at the same time not to come and work here, because also these days the paying rent is becoming high. You know, you get a good job that is paying you, maybe the job that you can get the job that can be paying you 50k monthly, and also in that 50k you have to pay the rent, etc, things like that. You have to pay the taxes. You find that at the end of the month you're only getting 40k or 30k, because if you calculate the transport that you pay every day, going to that workplace, maybe if you have your own car, but even if you have your own car, you have to buy the fuel, you have to fuel it. Yeah, so at the end of the month you find that you have 30k. Yeah, which is, in 30k you have to do the shopping for yourself, you have to dress. I'm telling you, these days things are really becoming hard here in Kenya, really becoming hard. Maybe the better job that I can recommend you is to the well-paying job, maybe the job that is paying you 100k, which is also hard to get. And then for that, actually, I recommend those girls. There is actually that girl who asked me, is it possible to come now to Uganda or things like that? She's from Uganda, to look for that job. Yeah, it's very possible. Maybe if you come here, you look for the job of house girl, or for working in a hotel or restaurant or something like that, or in a shop, things like that. But these things of going to the office, work, things like that, they normally deduct a lot of money for taxes. Because if you come here, they ask you a lot of documents, and you have to make those documents. At the end of that day, at the end of the month, you find that you're earning a lot of money. Like things are really not really not good to be easy here. Maybe the job that you can do better for the starters, of course you're not going to be paying rent, you're not going to be buying food for yourself. That's why these days I have seen a lot of our girls from Uganda, they normally, when they come, they go straight to do the work of house girls, because at least that one, if they pay you 10k monthly, you'll get it in full. Yeah, you'll get it in full, 10k in full. You're not going to pay your rent, you're not going to pay any taxes, nothing, blah blah. You're just going to get your money and drop it in your account, let it be there, and you continue with your work. That's why I have seen a lot of girls, educated girls, most especially people who have gone to school with the certificates, they come to do the work of house girl. Imagine, eh? Imagine if I can tell you Uganda and Kenya as have no difference. Yeah, have no difference in terms of government problems, in terms of government ruling. They have no difference. Everything is just the same. After all, these days even the government of Uganda and the government of Kenya are together. They speak and they are like they are just one person. Okay, and okay, let me tell you what actually is making me stay in Kenya up to now is I got married, and I am staying with my husband, and we have a child, and we're living together. Okay, I am a mom of one, and now that is the thing that is a little bit giving me to think there and then, like, what about now if I say I want to move to Kenya, I mean to Uganda, not coming back? How is my son going to feel? How is he going to react to Uganda, and yet he's a Kenyan, he's born in Kenya? And yeah, that is the thing that is really making me think somehow. Again, I at the same time I don't like to I don't want to stay in Kenya and grow old in Kenya. I want to grow old in my country. Yeah, I want to grow old in my country. Yes, I love Kenya. Kenya is good. It's not that bad. Yes, in terms of apart from in terms of high cost of living these days, which is really becoming hard, and also in terms of politics, that is really becoming worse these days in Kenya. I can compare it to Uganda. They are just one person, because even in Uganda the politics is really worse. Yes, same applies here in Kenya. The politics is really worse. Not good, not bad. It's just there. Bad, really bad. Yeah. Me, what is making me stay here is because I'm married. And another thing that is making me love Kenya is the people here in Kenya. Like, people here in Kenya are good. They are not bad people. And then I love them because when they decide on one thing, most especially in politics, they decide. When they decide to support, they decide to support. Yes. And they decide on one thing, they follow it, they do it. Like, if you see the Maandamano, the protesting of last time, it was somehow good, but at the same time it was bad because people were dying, and there was a looting also, which is the same like in Uganda. Because if they do the protest in Uganda, there is also looting, there's also killing. I think always protesting is like that in every country, I don't know. But the most thing that I love about Kenya is their money. If you compare money of Kenya to Uganda, and then they tell you, decide which country do you want to stay for long, and which money do you want to have for long, me, I can say Kenyan money, because I can't choose Ugandan money, though it's our money, but I can't choose it. Ooh, I can't choose Ugandan money because it's very little. Like, it's very little money. Like, I give you example. Girls who come here from Uganda to work in Kenya as housemates, they know the reason why they leave Uganda and they come and do the work here in Kenya. Because here in Kenya, money is a lot. You see, 1,000 of Kenya is 30K, our Ugandan money. If I say I get I'm paid 10K monthly, how much is that in Ugandan money? If you calculate 10K Kenyan shillings to the money of Uganda, translate it to that money of Uganda, how much is that? It's a lot of money. Okay, it's a lot of money. And then you find that those ladies who actually come to work for housemaid, they come from January to December. Yes, if you come from January to December, and then you're going back to Uganda, and in December you're going with millions of money. Okay, you're going with millions of money. That's why I am still here in Kenya. No leaving, no retreat until I get the millions. Until I get what I want. You understand? I don't know whether you can feel me. The most thing that is making me love Kenya actually is their buildings. Still, Kenya wins in the buildings, in the construction industries. Kenya wins in buildings, in gorofas, in roadsides, you know. I've not viewed the view of the roads in Uganda of recent, and I don't know whether they're still good, but I viewed in one of the ladies' video, and also from I've taken long without viewing, but still the roads in Kenya, if you want to see the bad roads here in Kenya, is when you go to the villages, far away from the towns. That's when you see the bad roads with the dust all over. But in town here in Nairobi, go anywhere, still there are good roads. And also their traffic is really good. Also the traffic in Uganda is good. It's not that bad, but in the flyover CTC things, well, anyways. And then another thing is the hate. That is another thing that I have experienced actually, is a hate here in Kenya. There are some people who hate us Ugandans because I remember one time when I was when I went to Githurai, and there was something that I was buying in the market. That was a long time ago, not now. That was a long time ago. So there was a lady, I asked her for that she was selling, and then the Swahili that I spoke was not that good. Okay, was not that good. Maybe that is why. Then she talked to that lady. She told that lady, I don't know even where this one is from. I don't know, because she's not even speaking Swahili well, things like that. Hey, I was like, oh wow. And then also I was at home. Yeah, I was at home that day. I was just from church that day, and then our neighbor was, they were seated, and then they were like, imagine these days foreigners are really becoming many here in Kenya. I don't know what they normally come to do here. I don't know why they can't stay in their countries, and they just come here to fill our country, blah 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 blah, to take our men from us, to take to hey. I was like, oh wow, wow, wow. It is really, really, really somehow, if you hear people talking like that, you zip your mouth. You don't reply to them. Just keep shut. Don't talk to them. Don't reply to them. Let them be. Otherwise, if you reply to them, they will grab you like nothing. They will tear you apart. Hey, that time, even I was actually fearing to move at night. If it reaches 7, I am not out, because I was fearing. I was like, if they find me outside, oh my friend, they will pass away with me. They'll just grab me like never before, or they will just hurt me, or they'll just kill me, things like that. So I was fearing. That was my fear here in Kenya that time. But now, nothing. There's nothing to fear. If you want to come to Kenya to explore, just come. If you want, even what I was fearing here, another fear that I had was fearing to date a Kenyan man. That time I was quiet. If I go to a place, I zip my mouth, shwee, and then I just put the earphones, and then shwee, listen to that music, do what I went to do there, what I'd gone there to do, finish it, and go back home. I was really fearing, because that time there was this this attitude that the Kenyans had actually about Ugandan people. They were like, oh, Ugandan ladies are bad. If they come here, they look for other people's men, things like that. But then one day I told actually one of the girls that I was moving with, I was like, Ugandan ladies are not like that the way you're thinking. Okay, they are not like that the way you're thinking. You know, somebody coming to Kenya as a foreigner has a reason of coming here to Kenya. They don't come here to marry. They don't come here to do all the sorts of things that you're thinking. We come here for a reason. If you come here to look for that job, that means we have come to look for that job. Maybe other things you'll find them later. So they had that fear. Like if they hear that, if they see that you're Uganda, they start talking bad about you. They start really jeering you, things like that. So I was really finding it hard. So I was fearing even to date Kenyan men that time. It was really hard for me. I can sit at the workplace, you know, the place where I got a job first time was really was shui, shut my mouth and just mind my business. Even if you go to the church, I will just mind my business, sit on my seat and just keep quiet, listen to what the father is saying, and then later, no greeting. I used not to greet people that time anyhow, like now. And like now, things are really free. I find that it's free. I forgot everything. So now Kenya is free, it's for everybody. For Sudanese, I saw even the Sudanese are so many here. There are so many people here, like the Congolese, there are so many here, by the way. And Ugandans also, I saw that some Ugandans who are married here in Kenya, most especially in to the Luya men. There are so many Ugandans who are married to the Luya men. And yeah, then I was like, okay, it is now free word. Okay, now I am not fearing. I don't fear anything now. Yeah, so that is actually my experience so far in Kenya. Yeah, Kenya is not bad. It's not that bad, apart from this, the ruling people who are making Kenya actually look bad outside there now, which is actually now starting to show Kenya as a bad history in everywhere. But in short, Kenya is good. People living in Kenya that are good, apart from the politics, whatever. Yeah, so if you want to come with your papers. If you want, most especially the Ugandan girls, I'm talking to them. If you want to come and look for the job, come and look for the job. Yes, if you want to come and do the house girl job, come and do house girl job, but don't do bad things, because if they find you that is it. Anyways, that is it actually. But at the same time, I miss my country. Yes, I miss my country. Food, I miss food. Like I miss food, I miss my friends. Yes, I miss my family. Yeah. I remember that time when I was in Entebbe. What I miss is the water bodies, like that hair, like just going to the beach and have fun. And like, unlike here in Kenya, the beaches are really zero. You have to travel again, go to Mombasa and go and find a beach there. You go and swim. Hey, well, so that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to ask me anything about Kenya, go ahead and ask me at the comment section. Yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.